In this video, I will show you what helped me actually use triads to connect your rhythm and lead guitar playing. This concept will work over any groove, but check this out in A major. B minor. D major. E major. Back to A. Then we just connect these shapes with a simple groove. Check this out. It's really can be that simple. So let's make sure we know the shapes. If you already know these, move on to the next segment where I really break down a musical way to use these, to actually use these triad shapes. So A major. B minor, I like these shapes. D major, E major, back to A. Now look at what we can do with this simple, what I just showed you here. Just grabbing your guitar, and you can practice this simple concept and have fun doing it, and you're connecting the chords and lead lines that you create. So we're just taking this simple shape here, sliding up a double stop here. Looking at this full shape here, but just sliding up to 6 on the G, 5 on the B string. Totally connected. A chord. You can hear the connection when you slide back down. It's part of the B minor triad. 4 on the G, 3 on the B string here is what I'm hitting, the double stop. But it's a connection. And then you can just hit another triad on the high strings, borrowing in the 7th fret of the G, B, and E strings. And even go to another one if you want. D. Always love that move. Sliding from 7 to 9 on the A string. And hitting the D triad here, borrowing in the 7th fret of the D, G, and B strings. Same thing on the E. And you can slide similar to what we did here, but you're sliding up to the E triad, just 2 notes from the triad. So that's 13 on the G and 12 on the B string. And then we can actually just bar in the 12th fret of the B and E strings. Obviously that's part of an E chord there. But we can hammer on 12 to 14 on the B only, holding that bar shape. And then hammer on to this little piece of the triad, this double stop, but you're holding on to 11 on the G, 12 on the B string, but hammering on from 11 to 13 here. Slowly. And then you can hammer on and pull off the same shape, hitting an E note here to finish it off, 14th fret of the D string. And back to A. But when we do this with a groove, it just sounds musical. You can do the same thing on the A shape as you did with E up here. You're barring here the same thing in the 5th fret this time though. For kind of looking at the full chord here, with all these triad shapes, I'm looking at the full chord, and I'm always focused on the center part of these chords so I can expand lower or higher. That's how I like to look at it. But this really helped me actually use these triads. So barring in the 5th fret of the B and E strings, holding that bar down there, but hammering on from 7 to 9, but hammering on from 5 to 7 on the B string. So you're hammering on and then striking the bar again. And then that same move as we did up high, but we're looking at 4 on the G, 5 on the B string, but hammering on from 4 to 6 on the G. And then finish it off with that root note. Like, you can do this with almost any major chord this way. Just the same move, it sounds great though. If you're still struggling at this point, just back off and get those triad shapes down in time. Just taking them one at a time. A. B minor. D major. If you can do that, then you start picking this stuff. This concept will work over many blues rock progressions. I chose a slow groove to get my point across, but connecting these triad shapes doesn't have to be complicated. Start simple and get the rhythm and timing down. So important, but you don't have to do complicated phrases. Just get the small connections down first. Hopefully you got something from this quick tip. See you soon.